Imagine entering a parking lot after dark. If you immediately notice poor lighting, suspicious activity, or unusual behavior, you can make decisions early. You can choose a different route, return to the store, request assistance, or simply leave. Early recognition often allows you to avoid risk altogether. That's far preferable to reacting once a situation has already escalated. The moment a firearm enters your home, it becomes a shared responsibility, whether your family members ever touch it or not. Everyone in that household is affected by how you store it, handle it, and talk about it. The owners who get this right aren't just locking up their guns, they're having proactive conversations and setting clear expectations before an incident can ever occur. There's no single script for talking to your kids about firearms. It has to match where they are developmentally. For young children between 4 and 7, keep it simple. Firearms are not toys, and if they ever see one, they stop and find an adult immediately. For kids 8 to 12, introduce the 4 rules and make sure they understand that real firearms are nothing like what they see in movies or video games. And for teenagers, the conversation gets more serious. We're talking about responsible access, peer pressure, and the real legal and moral consequences of misuse. This is critical, and I want every parent watching to make sure their kids know these 4 steps cold. First, stop, freeze. Do not approach the firearm. Second, don't touch. Curiosity is natural, but hands stay off, always. Third, leave the area. Calmly move away and take others with you. Fourth, tell an adult. Find a trusted adult immediately and report what you saw. You may be very diligent and responsible about securing firearms in your home, but you don't know about your kids' friends' homes, for example. Your kids need to know what to do when you're not with them. So drill these 4 steps until they're automatic. It could save a life. Clear, consistently enforced rules are what separate a safe home from a dangerous one. First, secure storage is non-negotiable. Firearms not in active use are locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Second, when your firearm is out of the safe or lockbox, it stays in your direct possession, no exceptions. Third, keep the lines of communication open. A child who feels safe asking questions is far less likely to go looking for answers on their own. And fourth, revisit your rules regularly. As your kids grow, the conversation needs to grow with them. Hosting guests, especially families with children, requires you to think ahead. Before anyone arrives, confirm that all your firearms are secured and that no one has access who hasn't been trained. If it's appropriate, let the hosting adults know your home includes secured firearms. That transparency builds trust and gives them the chance to have their own conversations with their kids. And after guests leave, do a quick walkthrough to make sure nothing was disturbed or moved during the visit. A home defense firearm is only useful in an emergency if you've already planned for that emergency. That means designating who has authorized access, establishing safe zones where family members should move during a threat, and making sure your access plan doesn't create a day-to-day security risk. Practice your verbal commands and communications under stress, because stress is exactly when people forget. Review the plan, practice it, and make sure every family member who needs to know it does. Here's a scenario I want you to sit with. A visitor's child discovers that your firearm safe was left unlocked. What happens next? And is that the outcome you planned for? Take an honest look at your current safety setup. Are your household rules posted where everyone can see them? Do your kids know the 4 steps by heart? Is your storage truly secure every single time? If you hesitated on any of those questions, that's your next action item. Don't wait for a close call to find the gaps. Let's bring it all together. Family firearm safety is not a one-time conversation. It's an ongoing practice. Educate your children based on their age and maturity. Teach them the 4 steps until those steps are second nature. Set clear, consistently enforced household rules around storage, access, and communication. And revisit your safety plan anytime your household dynamics change, whether that means a new child, a teenager gaining independence, or simply having guests over more often. Safety is a habit. Build it through communication, consistency, and regular review.